Hello, my fellow nerds, and welcome to the Nerd Empire. I hope you all are having a fantastic day today, and I hope you all will enjoy today's reaction video. With that being said, let's get right into it, shall we? This one is by GamerAnx, and it is 10 recent AAA games that sucked. So let's see these 10 recent games that sucked.
How many AAA games have you played that turned out to be a AAA disappointment?
A lot.
I'd bet more than a few. They certainly have the money to market. They hype you up with crazy cinematic trailers that promise you the world, and then they suck. Increasingly,
Well, see, most of the cinematic trailers that these people put out are of the cinematic part. They're not the actual fucking gameplay. So most of the time we don't know how the game is going to go because most of the time they're not showing the true gameplay of the game. They're showing more of the cinematic stuff.
is the world of AAA. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on GameRanks, 10 recent AAA games that sucked. Now, as a quick disclaimer, I think it's important to say some of the games that we're going to talk about, if they hadn't have had hundreds of millions of dollars pumped into them for the result that we got, we maybe wouldn't say that they suck. Like if a total indie made Payday 3, or even a AA with a budget of a few $1 million, which is still more than I have, especially to make a game with. I don't have any money to do that. Some of these are going to be straight up bad games, and some of them are going to be like that. They suck because of what they are. And also, if you liked one of these games, more power to you. I'm glad you enjoyed the experience. The point isn't to make you mad or say that you're dumb. The point is that AAA can and should do better. I don't think anyone is going to disagree with that.
Yeah, with how much money they have at their disposal to make these games, AAA should be making games that are actual quality. No games they put out should be sucking so fucking much like they have been in the past 5 to 10 years. And yet every year after year that games have been put out by these AAA studios have been fucking disappointments.
Starting off with number 10, it's Sid Meier's Civilization 7. The massive 4X strategy sequel.
I don't really know anything about the Civ games. I've never played any of the Civilization games, so I can't really comment on this one.
Well, everyone and their grandmother was pretty hyped for, and it mostly delivered frustration. We could have smoothly sailed into a golden era of strategy, but it feels off. The game feels off, right? It's got, I guess, what could be charitably called a clunky user interface. I've heard it called everything from confusing to a disaster. It's got literally overlapping icons, hardly any useful information, but man, is there a lot of information. And on top of that, it had what is called the Ages system, where you switch civilizations instead of playing one continuously, and it's weird. On some level, I want to give them credit for trying something different, but also, I don't like it. Like, it would have made a lot more sense if the Ages all were one civilization, the civilization that you're building, but they were not, which is very weird. It's very weird. On top of that, it had some pretty frustrating bugs. The AI behavior, well, it leaves something to be desired, and some of the pacing has been criticized as boring, or even in some cases I've seen needlessly volatile. I don't know, I've kind of mostly gotten boring when I've played it, but I mean, my experience is obviously not the only one. Even the big wigs at the company admitted the game had challenges at launch, and the developers did pledge to patch stuff, but like, this is a flagship AAA strategy title with a decade of hype behind it. To call this game disappointing is, I think, maybe letting it off a little easy. It sucks for what it is. Let's be serious here. Something that sucks for people is not getting all of our videos, if indeed they are subscribed and want them. Best way to remedy that is enabling notifications. We appreciate it very much. It's doing us a big favor. We also hope it helps you see some stuff you want to see, so thanks a lot for enabling notifications. Let's get on with the video. At number 9, High Guard. The game awards,
oh god,
one more thing.
Fucking High Guard. This game was such a fucking disaster. I never played it, never cared to, but my god, it's fair to say it went worse than Concord. which is I thought was a fucking feat in itself.
Reveal that tried to drop Mike, and I don't know, somewhere between the hand and the ground, it turned into a turd. Everybody basically screamed Concord 2.0, but is it that? Not quite. On paper, it's honestly not the worst idea in the world. The main mode even almost works. You spawn in, fortify a base, you have a short window to loot the open map, a flag drops, and then both teams race to grab the flag. It's, again, on paper, doesn't sound bad. It just trips over itself way more.
Hey, Tactical. I'm so late today. I don't know, lose my streak. Nah, you're fine.
More than works. And I mean that in more than one way. This is a fantasy hero shooter that you do a lot of punching of rocks in. On top of that, the heroes are not interesting. If you're doing a hero shooter, it can't just be like the default heroes. That's what this game is. But beyond that, it kind of doesn't work well also. Or it didn't when it launched anyhow. This is one of those games where I have a feeling there's going to be people who disagree that it straight up sucks. And I'm not really saying it straight up sucks. I'm saying for what it is, it sucks. There's stuff that can and even sometimes does work. But this game just needed a lot more time in the oven. Needs like a year 2 overhaul, assuming it lasts that long. Or it needed to just not exist. One of those 3 things.
I think what they should have done instead of doing this, they should have made a Titanfall 3. That's what they should have done. They should have made Titanfall 3 and not a fucking hero shooter.
And number 8 is Skull and Bones, which is it's a $70 pirate job simulator. This game,
I never really heard anything, overall good about this game.
survived a literal decade of development. Hell, was delayed many times. On paper, should be an easy win. Assassin's Creed Black Flag was awesome, and everyone was like, well, give us a pirate ship game. And so they set out on a journey to do so and gave us a live service hamster wheel instead, for whatever reason. Oh yeah, it's because they want all of the money in the world. But in all seriousness, you usually don't get it. Most live service games fail, and I don't mean like a slim
High Guard was made by corporate devs pretending to be indies. The whole hello fellow gamers memes. Yeah, pretty much.
majority. These things have basically a 99% fail rate. It's very high. If you launch a live service game, most likely you will fail. It's that simple. And Skull and Bones is that, and it costs $70. So the one thing this game does...
As far as I've been aware for this game was not worth $70. I think it was probably worth more, maybe $20. Maybe $20.
kind of well is the ship combat, which, you know, of course. It's a streamlined, more action-focused version of Black Flag, but, I mean, that's not really a lot of the game. It's one part of the game. It's why you're buying the game, but, like, you do a whole lot of walking around and doing nothing in Skull and Bones. And this is a game where I would even say that there are people out there that enjoy it. Oh, casual.
I remember I heard that Skull and Bones had ships with a stamina... Wait, the ships have a stamina bar?
Pirate world of
That's
warships.
so fucking
I guess
retarded.
That's fine. I wouldn't call it unplayable. I wouldn't even call it broken. But this is a game that they developed for 10 years and released for $70.
Pirate
And the best I
Yakuza
can say
was
for it
much
is
better
that
than
it
Skull
kind
and
of feels like an
There's a Pirate Yakuza.
early access game, like early in the life cycle, where they've got something done, but like there's a lot more to do. If you enjoy it, I don't mean to shit on you or anything, but that's not what we were supposed to get. And number 7 is Mind's Eye. I think something you could best describe as cool city, dead game. Build a rocket.
I haven't heard anything, and I mean anything good about this game. Oh, you have to see the trailer for Pirate Yakuza. I haven't heard anything good about Mind's Eye. I don't even know if it is it still going on?
Boy, ex-Rockstar Games Leslie Benzie, one of the GTA creators, new studio, really coasted on that pedigree, let me tell you. So I don't even want to get into like what they promised on this too deeply. It was meant to be the everything game, part of this platform called, I think I don't remember what it was called. Who cares? Maybe everything or everywhere or everyone or some bullshit like that. Mind's Eye is probably the most padded game you're ever going to play, at least in the AAA space. I mean, they really, really made you drive a lot in order to expand the length of this game.
I've got the pincer drone. I'm on my way to switch out this new lens.
Who's the lucky recipient?
Why don't you see for yourself?
Because they knew if you bought this game, you were going to be disappointed with the amount of content. So why not try to make it seem like there's more content by making the game longer, which doesn't actually do that. Nobody has ever played a game in which you...
If there's not a lot of content, making the game longer doesn't mean you're going to get more content out of the game. I mean, let's look at Resident Evil Requiem. The game is 8 to 12 hours long. There is a shit ton of content within 8 to 12 hours of that game. Now, I think the game probably would have done a little worse if they tried to make the game longer. If your solution is to make the game longer to add more content, then you've already failed at what you're trying to do.
Add more boring stuff into the game and go, oh, I'm glad that game was longer. No one. It's never worked. I don't know how Leslie Benzie's, a guy who literally like has been involved in some of the best games of all time, some of the most detailed and crazy projects that have ever happened, doesn't know that, which makes you understand that he probably does know that and just hoped that people would give him a pass.
Yeah. Yeah, the new record is beaten in 1 hour and 48 minutes, but somewhere between 8 and 12 hours is the actual length of the game. I mean, I beat it in a little over 12 hours, but that was over a few days. When it comes to games, it's not how long that matters, it's how... Yeah, it's how much you're able to use the game and how well you're able to do the content and all that stuff. It's just the length of the game doesn't matter. Hell, there are games that are 4 to 6 hours long and they do fucking well.
This is a $60 linear action game that doesn't do linear action game very well. It also launched with some pretty bad performance. They did patch it on consoles and it works better, I guess. But who cares? The problem really isn't the bugs. Clearly, the money went into making this beautiful, amazing city, and then there wasn't any more money. It is a very cool Las Vegas, and to some extent that actually makes it worse in my opinion, because you see all of this potential around you at all times, and you can't go there generally because it'll kick you out of your mission, and even if you could, there's nothing happening there. Because the game is just this linear action game that traverses through this beautiful city that should have been. And number 6, it's Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
I've heard nothing but bad about this game. Nothing but fucking bad.
Probably the boldest subtitle in AAA history, and wow, is it a routine nothing game. The team behind the legendary Batman Arkham series, Rocksteady Studios, gave us a co-op looter-shooter set in allegedly the same universe, although it's a multiverse plot, so is it really? The idea is that you hunt down brainwashed members of the Justice League. Spoilers, they were clones of some kind. I don't really remember the exact details. But also, you don't care if I spoiled that for you, because why does it matter? It doesn't. If there's one thing that you have to give this game, it's that it has some pretty good traversal. Harley's kind of an off-brand Spider-Man. Deadshot's got a jetpack. It's pretty cool, although it's limited in a certain way. King Shark jumps around. Captain Boomerang Speed Force teleports. Probably the most fun is Captain Boomerang Speed Force teleport. That's freaking fun once you get the rhythm down.
I don't think I like catching up like this. I see you accessed my vault. What are you going going to do with that kryptonite?
But movement alone does not a game make. Your missions are generally protect this car, protect this payload, stand in this zone, kill X amount of enemies using Y weapon, protect another car. By the third, escort the slow vehicle objective. I don't know how you're not bored out of your mind. And that sounds like endgame stuff. It's not. It's the game. Now, I don't want to get into talking about how everybody hated the story of this game. Everybody found it very disrespectful to the characters. Frankly, I don't subscribe to that theory. I think the thing that is disrespectful to the characters is not that they did this story, it's that they did this story badly. If you did this story good, like the story was told well and the game was fun all the way through, I'm sorry, but I think that's great. I think that doing that kind of a bold move and doing it correctly is something to commend, but that's not the case here. And it's hard for me to even blame Rocksteady. They were one of many studios that was forced to make a game that they clearly didn't want to make, and you can just feel it every moment along the way. Speaking of live service crap the studio was made to do that they clearly didn't want to, number 5 is Redfall. I would say pretty much the poster boy for that type of thing. Now, Redfall is a game that Arcane Austin was forced to make.
I don't think I know this game. I don't think I've heard of it.
First by Bethesda, who was trying to get acquired by a larger company, and having a live service project on the books seemed to be a great idea. And then, just as Microsoft bought it, and the people at Arcane Austin hoped were going to cancel the game because it seemed like a stupid project, Microsoft continued to force them to work on this game. Over the course of development, there was a 70% turnover in Arcane Austin's staff. 70% of their staff just straight up left. I don't think I need to tell you what kind of job market we live in. If
70% of your staff left, you are doing a fucking horrible job.
An adult, you know. Especially if you're an adult trying to...
I mean, especially if your company's doing so bad with how horrible the job market is that 70% of your employees still decide to leave. You need to really, really look into what the fuck you are doing wrong.
Buy video games in this job market. But an adult working in video games has, no incentive to ever just leave a job. It has got to be much harder to get a solid, steady job in the games industry. They lay people off pretty willy-nilly in the gaming industry. It's happening all the time. Developers get blamed for stuff that, frankly, they have no control over. Redfall is kind of the ultimate that. Again, Arcane Austin was closed after Redfall. Redfall sucks. Like, not relatively speaking. This is an empty nothing game. There are so many places where the effort that you would see in an Arcane game is just not there. Insert famous look down the chimney shot. And I can't even blame them. When I get mad about this game, I'm not mad at Arcane Austin. I'm mad at all of the assholes that forced them to work on this game. This game shouldn't exist. It's dumb, it's empty, and while there's little pockets of cool things that exist purely because it's Arcane that worked on it, of course, somewhere that's going to exist. There's some cool vampires, there's a little bit of cool world building sometimes, but it's all just buried under awful repetitive missions and just a complete lack of life. It's a generic looter shooter that doesn't even do generic looter shooter well.
Oh my god, that's bad.
And number 4, Concord. Oh boy, a $40 great value.
God, that looked really bad. Man, I'm so sad for Arcane Studios. The Dishonored series is my favorite, and Prey 2017 was amazing. I can only hope there will be a successor sometimes in the future. I saw the people Microsoft put to manage Arcane. If my dev studio got turned into an asylum, I'd leave them too. Wall fatality. That was really bad. That was horrible.
You Guardians. This game never got the is it good conversation. It got a how long until it shuts down conversation, which was probably 2 weeks. And the thing is, if you go back, I didn't hate it. I don't think the reason people hated it was if it was or wasn't competent. Yeah, it's competent. It's just like, it doesn't need to exist. The type of game it is, the game that it turned out to be, it doesn't need to exist. It doesn't matter how competent it is. It's one of those things where competence is almost a curse.
It's one of these games where it was like, it shouldn't have been made. It shouldn't exist. They should have put their efforts somewhere else.
If the goddamn thing was a mess, like, it'd be more interesting. It'd be worth talking about. Like, the reason I think people were so mad about this game is because it's yet another live service trash heap that looks like there's no real inspiration underneath it. There's no joy in the creation of it. It's just a thing. No amount of competence.
They also decided to put their woke political ideologies in this fucking game too. That's why a lot of people didn't like it as well.
Can save.
I can only hope quality picks up soon. Otherwise, it's better to just stick to old games. Yeah.
Something from being that. And number 3 is Forspoken, developed by Luminous Productions, published by Square Enix. $70 is worth 1,000 words, isn't it? Almost every one of those.
If I have to pay $70 for a game, then I better expect a quality fucking game. Concord was touched heavily by Sweet Baby Inc. Concord is to gaming what Bird Mike is to cinema.
Words, however, makes you go, did you really just say that? Like, it's a game that is badly written, and I don't think any amount of good acting could have saved it from that. I'm not even saying it was good acting. I just don't feel like attacking the actors makes sense here.
Yeah, that's the other thing I have. I have a problem with a lot of these games that do bad with the audience, is that they decide to attack the actor, like the voice actor. It's like, that's not going to help. That doesn't do anything. Why are you attacking the voice actor when they have no say in anything about the game? The only thing they're doing is voice acting a character. That's it. Anything else that has to deal with the game and the development and anything, they have no say in whatsoever. So why the fuck are people attacking the goddamn voice actor?
That game was written in a way that nobody could have performed well. If you had to say those lines, you were going to sound like a dumb idiot.
Yeah, okay, that is something I do now. I do magic, talk to sentient cuffs, kill jacked up beasts. You know what? I'll probably fly next.
Now you're just being ridiculous.
Oh, that's too far. Good to know there's a line.
If you could just master these new abilities, with my help, of course.
Did you not just see me take out that gnarly beast?
Honestly, the premise, it's got potential, and there's even a good game buried underneath a lot of crap. So, I mean, this game got called a sucky game, and I don't know if I completely agree with it. I enjoy the traversal in this game a lot. I think the fighting is fun in this game. It's just that a game isn't purely its mechanics. Most games are not. I mean, there are some games.
Well, a lot of these games that flopped were touched by DEI Sweet Baby Inc. All games by Sweet Baby Inc. did flop. Yeah, anything that gets touched by Sweet Baby doesn't really seem to have... It's like their life, like 99.9% of their lifespan instantly got sucked out.
That are just mechanics, but they're a very different experience than a big budget AAA game. A big budget AAA game should give you that and more. Like, we play these games for emotional investment as much as we do the excitement of a good fight or exploration in an open world that is done right or something like that. There's enough good about this game that I would recommend it at a heavily discounted price. Heavily discounted price.
The way this game has been talked about and the way it is, it seems like it's worth more like 20 or 30 bucks rather than 70. Some VAs are not bad, and most of us feel pity for the people in it, but there are some that are either terrible or they come out either arrogant or abusive to the consumer base. Yeah, There are some people who rightfully do get the criticism they have gotten, or something like that, because they get such an ego about getting the part that they got, that they tend to let it get to their fucking head, and then they go off like they do. But I think most of the time people get these certain roles and they get attacked for stupid ass reasons, and they're just they're doing it because they're getting paid for it. It's money. The founder of Sweet Baby Inc. flat out stated that their main mission is to destroy the gaming industry. Then why do people fucking go with them? I like the fact that a game that had no marketing bodied this game.
AA game, I would almost even say this would work. And I'll bet you that it wouldn't have all the Marvel crap banter if a AA studio made it. I also think a AA studio wouldn't have made the same mistake with the open world. The open world's very big. A AAA studio seems to feel pressured to have big open worlds, but it's also a really empty open world. I think if a AA did the same thing, it would have ended
The mark of death, that is Sweet Baby Inc. I'm afraid that'll change their name, so we have to find the name again.
up being small. Like, let me tell you the problem.
I mean, Ninja, if a founder of a company said stuff like that, you would think that every freaking industry that makes games, that is their fucking livelihood, would instantly never work with them again. And yet here we are with people working with them, knowing that their aim is to destroy the gaming industry. Like, how are you that retarded to work with a company that is actively trying to destroy an industry that brings in more money than the music and movie industry? Typically because Sweet Baby Inc. either extorts them or blackmails them into working with them. They'll use the same... Consumers avoid games that had the... Yeah.
This game became a punching bag because it wanted to be two very specific things that are, to be frank, at odds. It wanted to both be a serious fantasy epic and a fish-out-of-water comedy. You can't do both of those things. You can do a fish-out-of-water fantasy dramedy that does exist, but the way that it does both of those things, the way it swings so wildly between them, it's not that. It's not that hybrid that you in theory could do. It instead performs these things as very discrete, different tones that it swings between. And that does not work. Honestly, this is a game that's good enough that I wish that it was a AA game, because...
Yeah, this game, it looks okay. It doesn't look great. It doesn't look like a game that is worth 60, 70 bucks. This game looks like it's worth 20 to 30 bucks. And that's it. Sweet Baby hit their stride during the whole woke DEI movement, and unfortunately they rooted themselves. Yeah, that's sad.
I feel like that restricted scope would have changed a lot of the decisions that were made, including...
Yeah, these
most
people
of
are
the
too
ones
predictable
that are
to slide under the
offensively
radar
bad.
for long.
And number 2 is Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Who are you?
Oh, 7. Oh, that was I think Black Ops 7 was the biggest flop Call of Duty has ever fucking done.
Heard me blab on a lot about this. Not only on these...
I think people would rather play fucking Advanced Warfare or, other of the futuristic ones than play Black Ops 7.
main videos and lists and topics, but on the Falcon Show, which is exclusive to 1% Club members, every Saturday. If you want to join that, we would certainly appreciate having you along for the ride there. We have savaged this game, and with good reason. It sucks. If there's any game on this list that I feel comfortable just bashing, it is Call of Duty Black Ops 7. But it's also the perfect example for why live service games are not what people want. They're not what people focus on, and they're...
See, I think live service games can be a good thing, but the way a lot of these companies are going about the live service thing is been nothing but a detriment to a lot of the games. Live service can be good, but they have no idea what they're doing with it. The thing I think that made this Black Ops 7 more the most fucking ridiculous I've seen is that big ass boss fight they did that looks like it should be in Resident Evil. I saw that and like, why the fuck is Resident Evil in Call of Duty?
Not what people care about, because in all seriousness, if you like the live service stuff in Call of Duty games, Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is fine. There is nothing worth any special outrage in Call of Duty Black Ops 7 if that is the perspective you are approaching it from. And so, given the fact that the outrage about this game is so much more wide-reaching than that, one must make the assumption that the single-player campaign actually matters more than anything else regardless. Like, if you guys want to make money off of the live service stuff, that you do fine, and that people who like that stuff like...
These people are too... There are sadly better games on Roblox than what's been put out over the past 10 years. Helldivers 2 has been a roller coaster of a live service game over the last 2 years. It's been wild. It's still a fun-ass game, though.
Just fine. If you want to...
It has great moments, especially when being chaotic with friends. The game is a hell of a lot more fun when you have friends to play with.
Not have your reputation tank over the course of a year and sell a fraction of what you normally sell with this franchise, you have to make a good campaign. The campaign is the thing people talk about when they talk about the game, even if the thing that they spend much more time doing is the live service stuff. We have endlessly cited research that shows most people who play video games prefer single-player games, and so given that Call of Duty comes with a single-player game, you have to assume that is the thing that people primarily care about and will talk about. And
yeah, the nightmare boss thing right here. This kind of shit is something you'd see in fucking Resident Evil. Why is it in Call of Duty? Hell yeah, Helldivers 2 is fun. The shenanigans are top tier with buddies.
So, Call of Duty Black Ops 7 gives you one of the worst, if not the worst, Call of Duty campaign in existence. It is so bad. It is so painful to play through. It is just excruciating.
I don't think Call of Duty is gonna ever be able to do a campaign better than Black Ops 1 through 3, World at War, and Modern Warfare 1 through 3. Those are the top 7, I would say, campaigns that I don't think Call of Duty is ever going to do better than anymore. Because that was like the peak when it came to campaigns, was Modern Warfare 1 through 3, Black Ops 1 through 3, and or mainly Black Ops 1 and 2, and World at War. Ghost, yeah, Ghost was good too. I was sad that they didn't do a second one, considering it left on a cliffhanger. The scene you paused at is straight up a rip from Once Human. Well, when you first see it, when it transforms into that thing, everybody's reaction that I saw was basically, why is Resident Evil in Call of Duty?
Every moment of it. It is like what I have to imagine walking through that microwave room in Metal Gear Solid 2 is like. It's awful. I hate it, and I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
This is fucking stupid. Whoever thought to greenlight this? This is the type of shit that should get you fired. Because this is fucking retarded. This is not Call of Duty. This is not Call of Duty whatsoever. Call of Duty is supposed to be about, gritty, dark war. What the fuck is this?
And finally, at number 1, it's Undawn, the open-world survival game from Lightspeed Studios, published by Tencent.
You shoot Admiral Thrawn in Call of... I don't know who Admiral Thrawn is. And yeah, Call of Duty does have a zombies. The original one was from World at War. It's like after you beat the campaign, it immediately puts you into zombies.
It managed to somehow convince Will Smith to do the marketing. Now, on paper, it sounds like, you know, what works in these types of games. Survival games.
They need to watch some fat electrician videos and just make a game out of it.
With open world zombies, big name celebrity associated with, frankly, a cool zombie movie, doing the marketing, base building, crafting, co-op. It ticks all the boxes, technically, which is, of course, the best way to tick all the boxes. But man, is this a mobile game on a not mobile platform.
What the fuck is this?
In
That noise, it sounded like somebody was hungry.
every way, this game feels like you're supposed to be doing touchscreen stuff. Doesn't matter what platform it is. Doesn't matter if there's...
I know, Ninja. I'm surprised Failguard wasn't number 1 on the list.
Traditionally a touchscreen on that platform. On PC, it feels like you are playing something that is designed for you to be tapping. And in every way, it's kind of one of those games where it just wears through your energy as quick as it can, and then has various counters that hopefully get you to come back, because, you know...
If you ever do any of the old COD, Griffin, I am begging you to let me join you. I want to do that mode again. If I ever do any of the old COD stuff again, it's mainly just to do the campaign for my YouTube, for my gaming YouTube channel.
No, something's gotta happen, right? I don't know. I never felt like I needed to go back to that game a single time. I tried it. It's bad. And I'm not even gonna lie. The open world itself could be cool if a better game was inside it, but, like, it's not. It's just a million systems, currencies, and menus that
Yeah, this looks like something that should be on mobile.
you nonstop have to interact with. And again, it just straight up feels like it's supposed to be a mobile game. Hey, that's everything for today. What do you think? Leave us a comment. Let us know. If you like this video, click like. If you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so. We upload brand new videos every day of the week. Best way to see them first is, of course, a subscription. So click subscribe. Don't forget to enable notifications. And as always, we thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Falcon. Join the 1% Club. It gets you the Falcon Show every Saturday. We have an absolute blast there. I think it's a great show. And the feedback we've gotten is that people enjoy it quite a bit. So we'll see you there right here on Game Ranks.
Yeah, so many horrible games. So bad. So very, very bad. Think about it. Instead of a weird, giant, immobile boss, you, a Marine who's trying to rescue some prisoners before the bat bombs go off. God. These people don't know how to do good. It's such horrible gaming. So horrible. So bad. I'm going to grab my 1 gallon tub of ice cream. Well, that is the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give a like and subscribe. I post videos 3 to 5 days a week here. I also post videos over on my other channel for gaming as well. So please make sure to give that a look-see. See if you enjoy that as well. I also stream anywhere from 3 to 5 days a week as well. Links to all my social medias will be on my YouTube page. And with that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.